Hello, it's John Anthony Francis Wilcox, and this is sort of off the beaten path of what I usually talk about, but an important part of my life that you may not know about. Um, Recently, I was very sad to hear about the death of John Madden, who was, of course, a sportscaster for decades, the name behind some video games, and for me, beloved coach of the then Oakland Raiders. Um, I go way back with the Raiders, back to 1969 when I was a boy of 9. And I started following the Oakland Raiders, which I never stopped following the Oakland Raiders. And I was thinking back on why, and I think it's really sort of like my 9 year old mind liked several things. First off, what a cool uniform and a cool helmet. It's a silver helmet with a silver and black pirate head and a shield on it. Come on, as I would have said back then, that was really boss. Um, 'Cause it was. And they were also sort of the team of misfits, the bad boys. Well, not just bad boys, although they were certainly the bad boys. But as I best recall, I believe the quarterback at the time was still Daryl LaMonica. They were going to soon transition to the Snake, Kenny Stabler, and a great cast of characters, including Fred Bolitnikoff and Dave Casper and the great George Blanda. But corralling them all in was John Madden, who at the time, I won't say he scared me, but I found he looked imposing and intimidating, which is funny because all you hear in later years is what a teddy bear he was and what a great guy, and everyone loved him, pretty universally loved. You're going to really have to dig to find people that did not like Madden. Um, they were great days in my childhood to follow them, thrilling games. I got to see them win a few Super Bowls, get totally screwed by the Pittsburgh Steelers with what they nowadays refer to as the Immaculate Reception back in '74, I believe. And interesting times. But Madden was a part of it all. He had that big grin, and they'd lift him up if they won. And he always looked to me upset and someone you didn't want to mess with on those sidelines. And I'm sure he was some of that. But I'm sure he was a much more complex man than any of us know. But passionate is an overused word, but he was certainly a passionate coach and an important part of the team that I love to this day, and a beloved part of my childhood. So to see him progress from Coach John Madden to TV personality John Madden, I was always pleased to see him. It was usually him and Al Michaels, as I best recall, yes, and a few others along the way. But what I always liked about John is there were other broadcasters that brought their own bias with them. Like if you saw Frank Gifford, he was always going to call a game in favor of the Giants. He just was, you know, or find a way to mention them in anything he did. And, that's fine. If that's what you're looking for, he gave it, gave it his best. But Madden, what I admired about him is he called the play, that sounds rather simple, but that's an unusual thing. Nowadays. People try and overanalyze or what have you, or they'll pick a team that they're going to talk about. But Madden called the play regardless, he gave equal props to both teams on that field. And I think did not hurt that he went in with an understanding of the coaches, of the players, of the game itself. He was a genius in terms of analysis of that game. And also the kind of genius that was able to take that knowledge and present it to the everyman, to the person at home who maybe didn't have his personal knowledge of the ins and outs of the game, but he was never talking down to you. He was talking directly to you. And a great spirit of fun and a great heart. And I'll always remember those Madden turkeys with all the extra drumsticks that he'd give to the players on that game on the holidays. Um, and I'm going to miss him. He's been out of the public eye prominently for a few years. As age set in, and he wasn't as active. He was still there. He was still loved, and it was nice he'd pop up every now and then, and it always made me smile. And so I have nothing but love for John Madden, and I thought I would take a few minutes to let you know about that. So thanks for listening, and again, I will always be following the Raiders. Over and out.